All right, we're going to do properties of exponents. We're going to do 6.1. Let's get started. All right, here are the properties. I did not give you room to write these, and I don't think you need to write them. I think you need to watch them, okay? I'm going to be doing examples of all of them, and I think once we do them, they should bring back memories. This is a section that is mostly review of something that you might have done a while ago, though, because it was review from Algebra 1. Some of you, that was more than a year ago, okay? That was like 2 years ago. So, but I think once we start these, you're going to go, oh, yeah. It's not really hard, but I don't want to get anybody the idea that it's easy, so if you're having trouble, you're going to think you're dumb. So if you have questions, please ask, because this could be a long time ago that you saw this. All right, here's the first property. All right, if you have any, the A stands for any number, okay, it's a variable. If you have any number and you multiply, you raise it to an exponent, that's the m. You have that same any number and you're multiplying it to something with another number, you add those exponents. Let me give you an example.
Multiply, I can't tell what
that's an add. It's an add. For example, if you had 2 to the 5th.
It got darker and I can see it better now.
And you had 2 to the 6th. What do I do? That is 2 to the what?
2 to
the 11th, okay? And I'm saying you can be done. You didn't even have to put the 2 to 11 in your calculator.
Oh, wait, we ain't got to do the actual problem?
That's the problem that I want you to do. That's it. 2 to the 11. I want you to know that you add those exponents.
Oh.
Is this one. If I have exponents to an exponent, so I've raised this any number to m, and then I raise it again to an n, I multiply those two. Here's an example. If I had, I'm going to use the 2 again. If I have a 2, and I'm raising it to the 5, and then I raise it again to the 6th, what do I do to that 5 and that 6?
Multiply.
So 30? It's 2 to the 30. And I don't even need you to go any further. I would prefer that you don't. Okay?
This is beautiful.
All right. So far, so good. Okay.
So far, so good.
Now I can go backwards on this. All right. If I have 2 things in the parentheses with one exponent, I can give that exponent to everything being multiplied. I want you to notice it is being multiplied. It does not apply if there was an addition, A plus B. You do not give the exponent for addition or subtraction. Only for multiplication, and we're going to do one for division. It works the same. So you can just, in a sense, distribute that exponent. So, for example, if I had 2y squared, that 2 would give, that the exponent squared would be given to the 2 and to the y. So I'll have 2 squared, which is 4, and we'll have y squared. That squared gets given to both. Where did I get the 4?
Oh. I know you
squared
got
the
4.
2.
I squared the 2. You with me?
All right.
Next
Sure.
one. Anything to the 0 power
Is
1.
What now?
Anything to the 0 power is just 1.
Does it make the entire equation 1?
Anything that was raised to that 0 is 1. Everything else isn't.
3.
There we go. Let's go to the next one. Now, anytime I have a negative exponent, that just means I put it in the denominator. For example.
Fraction?
Yes, that is a fraction. So if I had 6, so if I have a 6 to the negative 2, to simplify it, that would mean the negative puts it in the denominator.
So 1 over 6 squared?
Yes, 1 over 6 squared is catch. What if it's in the denominator and it's got a negative exponent? What do I do?
6 months.
Bring it up. Okay? So a negative exponent just changes it from top to bottom or bottom to top. So if I had 1 over 5 to the negative 2, how do I make that become positive?
5 squared?
I just bring it up 5 squared. Okay? Over 1, but you don't have to do that. Just like the very top one up here. If I have 2 things of the same base and I'm multiplying them, I add their exponents. If I'm dividing, I subtract their exponents. So, if I have 7 to the 3rd over 7 to the 2nd, what do I do to the 7, to the 3, and the 2?
7 to the first, yeah. So you just get 7?
7?
Yes, so you just get 7 to the 1st, or 7. Yes.
I like 7 to the first better. So
You write it. Go write 7 to the
7
first.
to the first.
That's just more writing for me, and I just want to write 7. All right?
You
Subtract the exponents. All right, here we go. This one also. This works like the second one. This exponent is going to get distributed. Actually, it's the third one. It gets distributed to the top and the bottom. All right, let's do some together. We're going to do numbers 1, 3, 5, and 9 starting off with. Are we ready?
Get it over with.
All right, number one, they don't have the same base. I have 4 and 2 to the 4th.
64.
So
That's nothing. You don't do nothing.
you can't, but we could make that first 4 become, this 4 is 2 to the 2nd. That's right.
Yeah.
So this is like 2 to the 2nd
2 to the
and
6.
2 to the 4th. So it's 2 to the 6th. How did you get 6, Isaac?
Because I added the 2
Yes,
to the 2nd.
2 to the
Wait,
6th.
what?
And I'm letting you stop there.
Brett, you know how 2 to the 2nd
Ah,
power is
okay,
4?
got it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your
Oh,
help.
he got it before I said that.
Number 3. The 4 doesn't
Four to
multiply to
the
anything. So it's going to be 4 and x to the what power?
7.
7. Done.
Bonito.
Number 5. We are going to multiply the numbers that are not exponents. So we have a 3 and a 4 out there, correct? So we're going to make that be 12. Are you with me so far? Then the u's. I have u squared and u to the 4th.
So you 6?
Yes. And I have, if there is not an exponent on it, it is an invisible 1. So I have a v squared and a v to the 1.
So be 3.
V3.
I added
Yes.
this V2.
Okay, we're going to do 9 now. That's what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to do the numbers. I have a 2, the coefficients out front. 2 and negative 4 make negative 8. Now I'm going to do the x's. I have a 1 on over here and a 2 right there. So x to the what?
X cubed.
Yes. My y's. I have a negative 1 and a 4.
Y cubed.
I
Wait,
heard
no,
cubed.
Y
Y cubed. Yeah, Y cubed.
Why isn't it showing?
No,
up in
because
the
Oh, so is it
Multiplication.
minus 1 or is it multiplied by?
No, because you
negative
always
4?
add, because
Yeah.
exponents you
Oh, you
add,
add,
when you
okay.
multiply.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay.
Why isn't it showing
So
up?
X cubed
No,
or Y
no,
cubed
is it not?
Yeah,
Okay.
Y cubed.
and
So y cubed
and Z
Okay.
cubed.
and z what?
Cubed.
Cubed.
Yes. And I'm going to counsel you, but not require.
Can I what now?
I put lines in my z's because
I do.
I
think they look
think they look
I
cool.
will
But
not-
my 2's sometimes are that.
No.
Mine are sometimes like that.
That's
And
close to your Z.
and it looks like a Z. And if I don't have something distinguishing my 2's and my Z's, I will call them each other.
I don't do that. I do the loop.
All right, number 11. This cubed, what is it going to do with the 2 to the 4th?
2 to the 12.
So we multiply the 4 and the 3 and that becomes 12, right?
Yes, it's going to be
Oh, I forgot earrings.
2 to the 12. I'm gonna write it in 2 steps. So that'll be 2 to the 12th times 2 to the 2nd, correct?
Yes.
2 to the 14th.
Yeah.
2 to the 14th.
I'm gonna write it in 2 steps. Okay, here we go. That was 2 to the 12th and 2 to the 2nd for a total of 2 to the 14th. Is that correct? What you guys got? All right. So the next one, this 4 is going to go to the 2 and the x. So we'll have x squared, 2 to the 4th,
Wait.
and x to the,
6.
not 6th,
No, I'm sorry, 8.
8th.
Wait, why 2 to the 4th?
Because it's in parentheses, so that 4th has got to get into both of them.
Oh.
I will accept if you actually find out what 2 to the 4th is.
Can we do that
So
again?
can we just do x to the 10th times
That's
2
what
to
it'll
the
be.
4th?
And I'm going to I like to write what 2 to the 4th is. I think it's 16.
16.
So it's going to be 16x to the 10th.
Wait,
Let's do number 15. We will have to distribute the cubed here first. We're going to give it to everything. So we'll give it to the u to the 4 and here. So we'll have we'll multiply u to the 12 and v to the 9. Then we're going to do the same thing with this cubed over here, but it's got to be given to the 2, the v, and the u. So we'll have 2 cubed. We'll have v cubed, and the u will multiply the 3 and the 3's here to make 9. I am going to multiply out that 2 to the 3rd. It'll be 2 times 2 times 2, or 4 times 2, which is 8. We'll have our u's. I'm listing it first because it's listed first there. I'll have u to the 12th and u to the 9. So I have a total of u to the 21. Then we'll have our v's. We have v to the 9 and v to the 3 for a total of v to the 12. All right, we're going to move on to number 19. Number 19. All right.
Get this out of
This
the way.
squared, this to the fourth power is going to go to the 2a, b, and c.
Here we go.
So I'm going to have 2 to the fourth,
Wow.
Okay.
a to the how much?
12.
Yes.
12.
b to the,
Fourth.
Fifth?
careful, yeah, fourth, because 0, we multiply.
Wait.
So fifth.
4.
You multiplied 0 times 4.
Oh.
Oh,
So
so
This is
four.
zero.
So it's b stays to 0.
Oh, but I thought it was
Big sus.
1. Because...
Yes, and it will be 1.
So
So,
it's 4, right?
Yes. Math is big sus.
no, it's just 1. Multiply. Oh, just leave it, write it as b to the 0.
Oh.
And we'll go over what that is in a second.
Thank you.
And c to the how much?
-8.
Yes. I am just bringing down, or over in this case, a squared b to the -4.
Oh. You had to put
Is this on the
signs after
SAT?
simplify.
Yes.
Oh, I see why you said write it as a 0 now.
Good. 4.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We are multiplying everything. There is no addition here. If I am multiplying by 1, what does it affect the problem?
It just makes the -4 positive 4, right?
Negative one. Yeah, just one.
If you're multiplying anything by 1, what does it do?
It just doesn't
Stays
do
the
anything.
same.
It stays the same. So that b to the 0 is like
Oh, it's
1.
not
and it-
-1.
It's not -1. It's just
Okay.
regular old 1. So
But-
it's really not there.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
Just
gone.
Wait, but
Okay.
once you multiply the b plus the b, it'll be -3, right?
You're going to add those now.
Yeah, so that'd be -3.
No,
But it's
just a
0
B.
and a
Negative
-4 is just -4.
B to the
Oh,
0
okay. I
power
thought
is
it
0.
equaled 1.
The
It just
b to the
makes
0,
it-
b to the 0 equals 1, but the exponent is not 1. The whole value is 1. That's what I think you guys were
Oh,
getting
yeah.
at.
Negative
The
B.
whole thing is 1.
Okay, that
That
makes
whole
sense.
thing is 1, not the exponent of 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
What's 2 to the 4th?
16.
Okay. How many a's do I have?
A lot.
14.
14.
C is there's nothing to go with it, so it's just c to the -8. And b to the -4. Okay,
I'm just gonna
we're not
write
done.
2 4. What now? What now?
Look at the instructions.
Instructions say your answer should contain only positive exponents, and we have c to the -8 and b to the -4. How do I
Multiply those
turn?
by -1.
Brad. They have to be fractions.
14
Huh.
over.
Yes, we put them in the denominator. So anything we have a negative exponent, right now they're in the numerator with an
Put them
invisible
AC.
1
So
underneath.
8C.
So it'll be 1
Oh, you just put it over 1?
C8.
So we're gonna what's gonna stay up? The 16 and the 8 to the 14th is gonna stay.
Would I put the others in parentheses?
So I'm gonna do 16 8 to the 4th. It's gonna be on the top.
14. 8 to the 14th.
16.
14. And then we're going to put some stuff in the denominator. The stuff in the denominator will be the stuff that's negative.
So
It'll
C8
be c to the 8th,
B4?
b to the 4th. So anything that has a positive exponent is the numerator. Anything that has the negative exponent
an
goes down is the denominator.
It's split.
Let's do number 21.
Thank goodness. Same.
We're doing some dividing
We
now.
don't have to touch it because they're the exponents and they're all positive.
But there's some p's in the
Dang it.
numerator
Yeah.
and denominator.
Which number?
Dang
21.
it.
21.
Don't.
I am going to reduce the 2 and the 4 just like you reduce any other fraction. Just like you reduce any other fraction. 2 and 4, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to just slash them out, and 2 goes into 4 2 times.
Same. One more time.
I just moved them out, and 2 went into 4 2 times.
2 and 4.
Oh, so you just canceled the 2.
Yeah, just cancel.
Okay, so I
Okay.
Oh
Right.
my gosh.
All right, so I'm going to have a 2 in the denominator.
So that's a 2. Yeah.
All right, now, what are we going to do? There's a lot of things we can do. And a lot of them could be correct.
I mean, we could honestly, couldn't we cross out the P3 for that?
That's exactly what I was going to think to do. Yes. If you didn't know that,
So they
if you
cancel,
didn't
right?
see that, you could say, hey, look on the bottom. I have p to the 3 and p to the 1, which is
So
p to
it
the
just
4,
8P?
right?
No, it's going to be 1 over 8p.
Why?
What?
8p. Where'd you get 8?
For the
2
was gonna
times
say.
4P?
I was going to say.
Oh, you
isn't it
can't do
just-
that. So it's just gotta be 2 times 4P. Because you can't do that because it's got an
I was
exponent.
going to say, isn't it 4P over 2?
Oh, yeah. That is 8. There's a 4 there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 8. Thank you very much. Yes, it is a 4. It's 8. It's an 8.
So it's 8P
On the bottom or the top?
on the bottom.
What?
What's on the top?
How?
1.
Yes.
I thought we canceled out that 2. I'm wrong.
No, we didn't cancel out 2. We canceled out the 2 for the 4.
But we didn't. But this 4 down here, we...
Oh, so we
We
have to
canceled the
multiply
2
these
with-
2?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
And then we're done.
And then we're done.
Let's do number 23. We're going to distribute this 3 to everything on the bottom. This one stays as it is. So we're going to start off writing 2xy cubed right there. Then we're going to give that -3 to everything. So we're going to have a 2 to the -3. When we give that -3 to the x to the -3, we're going to multiply, so we'll have x to the 9. These will multiply and it'll be a -9. Y will be a -9. We're going to give that to the 2 and it will be 2 to the -3. And then we'll give it to the y squared, which could be a y to the -6. So anything that has a negative exponent will be moved up to the numerator and become positive. So we're going to leave this x to the 9th on the bottom for right now. I'm going to start with the 2's. I'll have this 2 and this 2. I have -3 and -3. Those are going to come up and become positive. So I'm going to just move over here for a minute. They'll come up and become positive. I have a 2 to the 1 that's already there. And this 2 will become a positive, 2 to the +3. And that will become 2 to the +3. So we'll have a total of 3 plus 3 plus 1, a total of 2 to the 7th. Now, this x right here is just going to stay. For right now, we're keeping the x to the 9 on the bottom. Let's do the y's now. I have a y to the 3rd already there. This y to the 9's coming up. And this y to the 6 is coming up. So I'll have a total of 6 plus 9 plus 3. So I'll have 18. Y to the 18 on top. We've moved everything we can to the top that was negative. And so we are going to now reduce these. This says I have 1x on the top and 9 on the bottom. So we could subtract, because that's x to the 1. 1 minus 9 is -8. So that would mean we'd have 8 of them on the bottom, x to the 8 on the bottom. Or we can think of this right here as an x on the top and 9 x's on the bottom. And one of them cancels, leaving me with 8 on the bottom. So my final answer is 2 to the 7, which you could multiply that out if you'd like. X, y, no x. Y to the 18 over x to the 8th. In this lesson, we learned all the rules of exponents, and then we did some examples together. Goodbye.